Let's talk about the Senate race in Pennsylvania. Could be a changeover to Republicans. Joining me now, David McCormick, Pennsylvania candidate. He's a former Treasury Undersecretary, Army combat vet, and West Point graduate. Tell us the truth. Where were you in the class at West Point? Pompeo was number one, I think.
Yeah, Pompeo was number one. I wasn't number one. I was solidly in the middle.
All right,
I focused on sports.
You remember W when he went to Yale? He said, "Congratulations to all you C students."
This is right. There's a path for you yet.
There's a path for you yet. Anyway, we've been talking about Trump and Trump's social and this successful stock offering. Does Trump at the head of the ticket help you in Pennsylvania?
I think it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it does. You know, there's 67 counties in Pennsylvania. 55 of them are red. But the key in those counties is getting out the vote. And President Trump has showed that he has a great ability to get out the vote among Republican voters and really motivate people that hadn't voted otherwise. And I think I can help him, frankly, because I think I can appeal to some of the independents, some of the conservative Democrats around Philadelphia and around Pittsburgh, where I live, and so I think it's symbiotic. I think I hope we'll both help each other.
You know, a new Harris poll out today. It's good polling. They're saying that immigration, the border, the open border, has become the #1 issue, replacing inflation.
I feel it.
I mean, I was going to say, so do you feel that?
Yeah.
Are people talking to you about that?
Yeah, I mean, I walk into a room and I say, what are your 3 issues? Everywhere I go. And when I started, launched the campaign in early October, it was economy border, inflation border, and now it's reversed. I mean, they're still deeply worried about inflation because 60% of Pennsylvanians live paycheck to paycheck. If you live paycheck to paycheck, prices are up 18%, wages are up 4 or 5% less than that. So you're in a squeeze for food, rent, and fuel. But the border is motivating people in a way you can't believe, and it's for obvious reasons. Number one, it's a national security threat.
Yep.
10 million illegal immigrants coming across, 160 on the terrorist watch list. It took 13 to take down the towers. So we see the national security risk. But the fentanyl is destroying huge parts of Pennsylvania. 5,000 people died last year in Pennsylvania from fentanyl. So the size and the scale of this, just to put that in perspective, Larry, we had less than 5,000 killed in action in 20 years in Iraq and Afghanistan. So this is a huge deal. And Pennsylvanians are feeling it. There's an inherent unfairness. Some of the immigrant communities, the Latino community across Pennsylvania, are most animated about the illegal immigration problem.
Yeah, I think that's right. Trump also pushes drill, baby, drill. Now, Pennsylvania is an oil state. A lot of people may not understand that. Pennsylvania is a huge oil state. I would expect drill, baby, drill to be fairly popular.
Absolutely. And more than that, this is a shocking statistic. It's the 4th largest natural gas reserves in the world. In the world, right? We can't get that gas out of the ground. And if we get it out of the ground, we can't move it because we can't get permits for our pipelines. And we also don't have an offshore port where we can export it to the world. And this, if you think about one of the areas where Biden's policies are so upside down, if you think about developing and exporting our natural gas, it's great for our national security. We see what happened with Russia's invasion of Ukraine when you're energy constrained. It's great for our economy. It creates all these great jobs in Pennsylvania and across America. And it's great for the environment. Because that natural gas replaces coal-fired plants in India and China. So this is absolute madness, and it just got worse with this pause.
It would cut inflation. I mean,
absolutely.
You know, these petroleum derivatives run throughout the entire economy, hundreds of, everyday things. We've talked a lot about it on this show, this big anti-inflation thing. Trump is, I think, straight on, dead on right, drill, baby, drill. People are just going to get that.
Absolutely.
The other one is, I don't know whether this is germane to Pennsylvania, but you're internationalist. Shouldn't TikTok be American-owned? Shouldn't that be an American business instead of a Chinese communist business?
Yeah, I support the bill to have ByteDance divest TikTok for American ownership. Absolutely. I want to say 2 things. Number one, I'm skeptical, and I know you are, of the government intervening in free enterprise. That's rare. But when it's justifiable, it's when it's a national security issue. And in this case, we have been assured or not assured by our intelligence community that algorithm isn't in the hands of the Chinese or they can't get access to it, and the data. And unfortunately, it's not just TikTok. we have a huge data flow problem where our data is going to China from across social media platforms. It's a huge national security risk. Final thing I'll say is just think about the concept, and President Trump and you emphasize this over and over again, reciprocity.
Well, I was just going to say that. To understand Trump's view and to understand what I think is the right view is the issue of reciprocity, which can work two ways.
Right.
You can lower tariffs or subsidies or non-tariff barriers. You can lower them, in which case we would too. But if you raise them, and China is guilty as sin on this, and they're trying to come through the back door of Mexico now in the car business, which will bankrupt our car business and these electric vehicles. If you raise your barriers, we have to fight back on that. That is I mean, Trump's a free trader, but there has to be reciprocity.
100%.
You know?
TikTok would never happen in China, American version.
Of course not.
But this thing where China is manufacturing its EVs in Mexico and circumventing USMCA, which you were at the center of, that, is absolutely
completely unfair.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've got plants in Pennsylvania. You've got a lot of industry in Pennsylvania be affected by this.
Of course, but just to step back, I mean, what's happened with this subsidization, the trillions of dollars going into EVs and everything else, is absolutely not only driving inflation, it's distorting the economy. It's driving consumers away from fossil fuels. It's creating a huge arbitrage for solar panels against farmland. I mean, this is a problem that's hugely distortive. But the key thing is making us more dependent on China. Lithium batteries and solar panels. So we learned during COVID, we don't want semiconductors and pharmaceuticals in China.
It's insane.
It will be, in my opinion, when the dust settles, the biggest strategic miscalculation of the Biden administration was making us more dependent on China at a time when China is more of an adversary than ever.
You can fix it. David McCormick, you just get out there, win the race, and start fixing all this stuff.
I'm going to do it.
You ready to?
Yes, sir.
All right, and say hello to the wonderful Dina for me.
I will. Thanks for having me, Larry.
David McCormick, everyone, you can hear how well he is versed. Go win that race. Go run it.